Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us. What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
All right.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas.
Hello, I'm Billy Coppin, the Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home.
Hey, it's Kay Boating with Tomorrow's Pros Montessori Schools.
Good morning, Huntsville.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm Karen.
I'm Toy. And I'm Denise.
And from all of us at Walker County Federal Credit Union, good morning, Huntsville.
Hey now, here we go. I just wanted Rick to come on and sing a little. Are you a Merle Haggard type guy? Merle
No.
Haggard? What are you? What type of guy?
I'm a Rick type guy.
Rick type, like a Rick James?
No, just a Rick.
Rick James.
Just Rick Boating.
What about a K type guy?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Kay.
What's your attitude type? K type. I'm a B type. As we flip on the video here in 3, 2, 1, boom. Welcome in.
Oh, there
guys.
we are.
Welcome in. I like the purple.
Well, thanks.
I like purple. Purple's a good color. It's a great color, and it goes with Kay. Her hair, it just all flows so
She got
beautifully.
purple hair?
No, it just flows. The color, the hair, and the shirt, and all that. I'm sorry, Rick. I was trying to be nice to
I
Kay.
have no hair.
I know. I was trying to really expose that this morning and let folks know that
See?
it is what it is, and it's not what it isn't.
It's okay. I can live with it.
Remember that ain't a word, and I ain't gonna say it.
Yeah.
Then why are you saying it? I always
didn't.
wondered.
You did.
But that phrase, I always wondered about that phrase, Kay. I think ain't is in the dictionary, isn't it?
I don't know.
it's-
I
It's been
think
a long
it's made
time
it
since-
now as a slang word.
Do you use ain't?
Very rarely.
I started thinking about it, and I don't know if I really use it that much.
My brother's favorite phrase to say that annoyed my mother to no end was, I hain't got no money.
I ain't got no money. I ain't. Hey, with an H.
Yeah.
I ain't. Well,
That's an Oklahoma thing.
it's a good thing, though.
Or it's a Ricky Frex.
Well,
He's
hey,
a good guy, though.
folks, welcome in. So we get rolling here on another edition of Good Morning Huntsville. We want to welcome you in, and thanks for being part of our family and hanging out with us as we continue to promote and share the good happening here in our community. Y'all get the cool numbers. Billy gets upset because he never gets any cool episode numbers. He says it's always an odd number, and it's never a 0. So y'all get a cool number today, 565. That one kind of has a ring to it, 565. Sounds like a phone number, Like, give me a call, 565.
I have a feeling in a few days it'll be 575.
Yeah, y'all are hitting it on all the cool ones.
We get all the cool numbers.
As long as
when are we going to get to 600?
600's, well, it's coming up in 45 episodes, right? 45,
there you go.
45 episodes, we'll be there.
That's all. Just little less than a year.
I went somewhere talking about this, Kay. This isn't the wisdom, but it could be some wisdom. We always talk about how, unfortunately, nowadays, a lot of people don't know how to count money. And I was at the store here the other day and wanted to pay cash for something, and I was told that I couldn't pay cash. That if it was $50, they don't accept $50 bills. That's all I had on me. And I said, well, "What do you mean you don't accept $50 bill?" They said, "Well, that's too high of a denomination. We can't accept that." And so I ended up digging around, and I said, "Well, let me see." And I finally found, some other change, and it was like a 10-cent difference from what I had. And it took that person. Like, it seemed for eternity to figure out how much change you can. And I finally said, "You owe me 10 cents. It was, let's just for easy sake, say it was $4.90. They couldn't, and I gave them a $5. They couldn't figure out what to give me.
That is sad.
And we're seeing that more and more and more. And I don't want to get political, but I'm very thankful for a law. I don't know if y'all have heard about this, that they're trying to pass at the federal level that is telling businesses that they have to accept cash.
Yeah.
And I think that's great because when I don't want to get in the middle of government telling businesses what they can and cannot do, but there's some things that we have to, and the American currency should be one of those things that if you're going to live here and you're going to work here, then you need to, and if that's our currency, right, then we as businesses should accept it and go with it. And I understand like the larger denominations because people get worried about counterfeit and all that kind of stuff, but there's things out there and technology out there to help with that. But, yeah, this was at a restaurant. I was very surprised because your normal orders are going to be over $50. And credit card fees are going through the roof. And credit cards are one of those things. Let's say that you and I did a bunch of transactions back and forth with each other. Well, that loses value every time we make a transaction. And before long, we're out of money.
Yeah.
And then the person collecting the fees has taken all of our money.
The credit card company's making a killing off of it.
Oh, yeah.
Because they charge the merchant 3%, and then they charge you if you don't pay it on time,
My favorite thing when I had my IT company, Kay and Rick, was when people, sarcastically, my favorite thing was when people would come in with an Amex card. And I use Amex. I like to use Amex. They give great rewards. But who pays for those rewards? The business owner. And so people would always come in, "I love using my Amex because they give me 5% plus cash back, da-da-da." And I educated a guy one time. I said, "Do you know who pays for those fees?" "Well, yeah, American Express." I laughed. I said, "No." And I knew this guy, so we had a little sit down. I said, "Well, come here real quick. I want to show you something." And I pulled out one of our statements, and it broke down all the categories of the card. So it was like Visa, debit, Visa regular, Visa Prime Plus, Visa blah, blah, blah. It broke down everything, the merchant that we used to use. And American Express had it all. And I said, check out right here, American Express, like gold rewards. And you see that right there where it says like $322? That was $322 that we paid, that they billed us for. So when you use those reward cards, that's not the credit card company saying, "Oh, Kay, we're so happy with you. We just want to take care of you, Kay. Thank you for being a valued customer. We're going to give you money." That's them saying, "You're going to pay as a business owner. We're not going to pay that."
Well, then the business owner just has to around raise the rates to the customer. So
yeah,
customer pay.
And so when the next time you go in, and I brought all this up for a reason, the next time you go in to a restaurant, like yesterday, I went to Bahama Bucks. I got 3, and I'm not hating on them. I mean, it is what it is. I'm sure their rent over there is extremely expensive, and they got to pay people to be there. But I got 3 baby snow cones, baby. Okay, we're not talking Big Papa. We're talking little baby, without the top on it. Because I don't get the top because we go there every once in a while. If the children are good, I reward them with the Bahama Bucks snow cone. They like that.
I've been good a lot. You've never taken me there.
I know. I'm sorry, Rick. We'll go later on.
Okay.
Being good at being bad is not being good.
Oh, nice.
Being good is being good, even if you're bad.
We went there for 3 baby ones, 3 little incy-wincy baby ones, Kay. $19.
Oh, my.
$19 for those 3 little baby wavy snow cones. Yeah. they've got to absorb the cost somehow, and of course they're going to pass it back to the customer because how can people stay in business? I've worked really hard here on our platform since we started. I've never raised the rates, and I don't want to. But at some point, you have to start looking at, well, man, you're getting charged all these extra fees and all that. I'm holding on to the hope that the economy will start to get rolling and that prices will come down. I told that to someone the other day, and they put their arm around me. They said, keep wishing, brother, keep hoping, because it ain't going back.
Well, gas and eggs have went down.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of that. So, but it's not easy. I wanted some encouragement to folks right now. It's not easy right now for a lot of people. Things are not easy, but we just have to hold on to each other, keep on trucking, and keep working hard. And I think just like 08, I rode through the wave in 08. The wave in 08 was terrible. It was the worst. As me being a business owner, the worst thing I ever had to go through business-wise. That was not a fun time in 2008, but we managed to keep our doors open, managed to keep everything flowing. And I was I don't ever want to say like what do you call it, like a bulletproof industry where, like trash, people are always going to need their trash, or electricity, people are always going to need their electricity. I mean, I was doing computer services. So, yeah, there was a demand for it regardless, but we were able to ride through that, and it wasn't easy, but I'll tell you what, when we came out of that, we felt really good. We said, man, praise the Lord that we were able to ride through that. That was not a good time. Y'all had the Tomorrow's Promise going.
Oh, yeah.
Did y'all experience anything during that season of 08? I mean, child care is still a necessity.
Well, if you have industries that are laying off people, then they don't have jobs, and then they don't need childcare. So while Huntsville in some ways is a little bit resilient to some of that because we have the prison, and it always has a need for workers because unfortunately people don't stop being bad and committing crimes.
Well, minus the
committing
crimes.
crimes.
Yeah. He's just bad, not a crimer.
I very seldom commit crimes.
But so Huntsville, in that sense, doesn't usually have as hard of a recession as some other areas that experience recessions. But yeah, it hit us too.
I never did think, Kay, and we are here. Big thank you, Elliot Herzlich, Elliot's Jewelers. He's online, elliotsjewelers.com. And, of course, here on this wonderful Wednesday with Kay and Rick Boning of Tomorrow's Promise, we want to welcome you in. Let us know you're out there. Send a comment, share, like the broadcast, and we'd love to interact with you. No guests today, so we're just hanging out. We've got a great program lined up that we'll continue on. I never thought about this, and I wanted to mention this, Kay. Of all the years that I've known y'all, I've never thought about the impact that y'all have for TDCJ workers. Mm-hmm. Because there are so many in the print. I don't know the number, but there's got to be, a couple thousand at least, would you say, that work for the TDCJ?
Oh, yeah.
And out of that couple thousand, there's got to be quite a few little ones running around that need child care.
Yeah.
I've never thought about that.
That's the largest employer that we serve.
So it's important to take care of the TDCJ folk. I've always said, if you see someone wearing a TDCJ uniform, go up and just tell them you appreciate them. That is not an easy job.
No, it's not.
So, and I know a lot of folks in Huntsville that I've met that are in business or that work somewhere else. A lot of them, their journey to getting wherever they were at was at TDCJ at some capacity, working there. So, well, Rick,
it's one of the reasons why we stay open regardless of the weather.
Yeah, you have to.
Because inmates need.
Hey, can I say something real quick too, Kay, while we're talking about this? Can I tell you how much I appreciate you guys and appreciate y'all staying open? My brother calls and complains to me all the time about his child care place in Georgetown because they go on vacation, he says, all the time. And then he goes, and then we're the ones paying for it. He goes, because when they take several weeks off, they don't give us any discount. We're still having to pay the same monthly rate. And it's not. Let me just say, what we pay for 2 children here is what you pay for 1 child in Georgetown. Mm-hmm. And that isn't even the most expensive. I heard a story of somebody in Georgetown that was paying $1,900 a month for 1 child. 1. Kay's over here thinking like, oh, Tomorrow's Promise Georgetown. No, I'm just kidding.
Actually, you don't have to go that far. New Waverly charges a couple $100s a month more. Conroe's almost double whatever we charge.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Houston is double.
Yeah, those big areas. And my brother, and I say I appreciate you guys because my brother, and it creates such a hard problem. And this is not like it's some anybody running something else has been an established, and they have good reviews there in Georgetown. It's an established daycare that has been there for 30 plus years, 40 years, and it's a family. I'm not knocking them. I mean, it's a family, but after that many years of being a business, hire some people that you trust to make sure that that place stays. Because my brother will call me, and he's like, man, it's such a burden. These people are going on vacation again. And then that whole week, it creates a burden for him and his wife. And they only have one child. And I could only imagine if it was me with 2 children, and it would not be good. And I bring all this up because I don't want folks in our community to ever complain about childcare. We have the best place that you can take them at Tomorrow's Promise. Not only are they going to be there, they're going to learn while they're there. And I have the coolest picture that was sent to me, and I'll maybe during the commercial break I'll pull it up and show it when we come back. But Miss Avery, all your teachers are awesome, but Braylon has a special bond with Miss Avery over there at the academy. Miss Avery was gone, I think, for a month doing training. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know at first. We walked. I was like, "Where's Miss Avery?" And Braylon goes, "Daddy, Miss Avery's gone." And she was all sad. And I said, and then I found out she was going to training. Well, when she came back, my daughter, that's all she's been talking about. Miss Avery's back, Daddy. When we lay down at night and pray, that's all she's talking about is Miss Avery's back. Well, yesterday, they sent me pictures. Braylon is learning how to sew something, and she was really into it. Now, where else are you going to take your 3, almost 4-year-old child, and they're going to learn something like that? Nowhere. Except Grandma's house. And now we're at that generation now to where the grandmas probably ain't doing that stuff like they used to. Let's be honest.
She's a grandma.
Are you sewing, Kay?
No.
See?
I do know how to sew, but no.
She's never sewn anything for me.
Yeah,
never.
I noticed the button was still broken on that other. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I think that's so important. Kay, maybe if you don't mind, I know we're just kind of talking about a few things, but maybe highlight that. I didn't realize that you guys did that at Tomorrow's Promise. I mean, it's neat to see Braylon doing that. I know that she's done other things, but this is really cool.
Well, the sewing starts off with some simple lacing cards and things like that in the toddler room, and a lot of places have that, but. If the child shows the interest, then they'll gradually grow into whether they're actually sewing with needle and thread, and they can make things. But we teach them those practical life skills, and people go, well, that's, why do you teach something like that? Well, it's practical life. Yes, it helps you learn how to sew on a button for your clothes later on, but it also teaches the hand-eye coordination, and it teaches the patterning and the concentration, the order, the independence, the coordination that you need for writing and reading later on.
I just thought I was trying to pull it up here, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to grab this the way that I was hoping for. But I mean, it was cool. You can see this here, Kate. This was cool. She's just sitting here and she's learning. She's learning how to do it. And Miss Avery said, "I think you've got a future little seamstress." Little seamstress. See, you know what I was going to say? Brick sewer. Well, what
it
are
would
you
be somebody that throws seeds out.
Well, I hope she throws it on that good path, Brick. But it was so neat to see my daughter, and I'm sitting here thinking, okay, where else are my children going to get this type of education in our area? Nowhere. And I'm not saying that because you're sitting next to me. And I've always said on this show that I can genuinely sit here and talk with folks that help support this program and keep our content out there in the community. I can be genuine about saying this because everyone that sponsors this program, I was using their services before the idea for this even existed. And what I love about it is I can genuinely sit here and I can genuinely say that you guys do an awesome job and that my children are excelling, growing, learning, and I attribute a lot of that to my wife. I got to give her credit. But then
y'all are the first teachers.
Parents are first, but then you guys second. And y'all have enabled us to learn more about proper ways to do things. And I've learned a lot from you, just how to approach situations. And I find myself getting impatient with my children and getting frustrated. If you're a parent and you do not get impatient and you're never frustrated, let me know if you have a training course on that. But what I've found out, Kay, is because of you, I've been more mindful about how I approach that situation. And do I exceed every single time? No, there's times where I fail, and I fail miserably. But I learned from it, and then I know the next time, okay, well, maybe I need to handle that situation a little bit differently.
Well, and nobody's perfect, but I mean,
Except for Rick.
you have messed up with Bridget, and you've said, "Will you forgive me?"
Yeah.
You know, so there is no reason why you can't do that with your child and say, "I'm sorry, I lost my temper. Will you forgive me?"
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that teaches them how to handle things when they mess up, because they're going to mess up too.
And your children are going to emulate everything you do.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned that, every little thing. Because there was one time where Caden was bouncing around, and I went up to him. I was like, I was just like, buddy, stop, like that. Literally, I came up to him. I was like, Caden, buddy, would you please stop? Well, guess what Braylon does? The next time he starts out, she goes up to him, grits her teeth. Would you please stop, brother? And I was like, there I am and my daughter. But where'd she learn that? She learned it from me. I saw a video that would easily make any of us angry. It made me livid, what I saw. And livid because of the parents. There was children at a Walgreens in Dallas, Texas. I don't know if you guys have seen this video. They were in Dallas, Texas at a Walgreens. Children, I'm talking probably, Kay, some of them close to 10 years old. These were not 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old teenagers. We're talking 10-year-old children that were in Dallas at a Walgreens. They were holding bags full of stuff. The people at Walgreens had locked the door. Do you know why they locked the door? Because the children were stealing. They proceeded to kick the doors using some of the most vulgar profanity that I've ever heard in my life, throwing things, and basically trying to destroy that store. This upset me not for the children. My heart broke for those children. What upset me was that's the atmosphere that those children have grown up in. And it's unfortunate. And I know that many people have been through many different circumstances, and I'm not singling out one group or one person or one age or anything like that. But we are a product of our environment. And I've realized as a parent, sometimes I don't set the environment that I need to set for my children. Now, I'm not teaching them to be disrespectful to us or go out, and it's okay to swear at people, obviously, and steal and all that. But there's different things that I know that I can handle better about when I get frustrated, patience. But think about that this morning, and not even your children. Maybe here's the inspiration, Kay. Think about the environment that you are setting, not just for your children, but for your home. This past week, I've talked a lot on this show. A lady that I knew a little bit, but felt like I've known her my whole life, was Dodie Osteen, who passed away. And Miss Dodie used to drive around. She's in Houston. She used to drive around the city praying for people. She didn't even know who they were. She was a woman of prayer. There was a story. I heard another story yesterday. I just laughed. I thought it was so sweet. I laughed. I chuckled because this is who this lady was. Her daughter was saying they were at Macy's, and she said, and she spoke at their church on Sunday. They were talking to all the family, all the siblings, and April has said, Mom and I just last week were at Macy's, and I'm looking for her, and there she is praying for people there in the line at Macy's. And she goes, I just went downstairs to buy a new pair of shoes while I was waiting on Mama. And she goes, I came back up, and there was 5 more people lined up praying with her. That environment that she set for her family has impacted generations and generations and generations that she'll never see until she meets them in heaven one day. And I think about that. 1 is legacy, but 2, what is the environment that we are setting for our children, for our families, for our friends? When you walk into your home, do you feel at peace, or do you feel chaotic? And this right now in my home, because of work schedules and different things, I feel like it's chaotic right now. And that's nothing with my wife. She's working her tail off, and we've gotten into this, and I don't say it rudely because I think we all get into this, Kay, at one point, but I've gotten into this mundane routine that I've got to get out of. And I don't say it negatively, but it's wake up, take a shower, get the kids up, all these different things. Bridget will help me get the kids ready, take them to school, work a job and a half, 2 jobs basically, come home, eat, or feed the kids, eat, take a shower, go to read, pray, go to sleep, reset. okay, where's the time that was set aside for organization and to pick up things? Where was the time that was set aside to do these? And so, in our family and me as the head of household, I need to do a better job of those things. And I've realized that. And I want to create an atmosphere that when people come into our home, that it's peaceful. When you got little ones and toys everywhere, which is on me because I'm the one that's letting them do it, it's not peaceful. So that's just kind of my thoughts. Nothing on my wife. My wife, she's an angel. That woman is working her tail off, and she's doing above and beyond. But as a father, I need to quit whining and step it up a little bit more. So you ever thought about that, though, just the atmosphere that we create and those kind of things and the impact that it can have?
Well, it starts with you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're the toys could be out on the floor, and you could be calm about it. I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
I leave my toys out on the floor all the time, and she's very calm.
I saw that one time I came over to y'all's house there, and I peeked through the window, and I saw that Lionel train set, and you had your little hat on.
Choo-choo.
I'm just kidding.
But it's all in the matter of how you approach things.
Yeah.
Because the outward world is always going to be chaos, always.
Mm-hmm.
And you can choose to remain calm about it, or you can choose to delve into the chaos yourself. But if you are just kind of calm about it, then your calmness can spread to other people and other things, and your children will pick up your emotions.
It's weird because you get into this mindset, and Rick, you've probably been here before, but, well, no, because you said you're perfect, so I'm sorry, never mind. But I mean, we get into this, and all of a sudden you get locked into something, and you know that you should probably take a chill pill, take a deep breath, but it's like little fireworks start going off. And I've learned mindfulness, that you have to stop, pause, and realize, you know what, I'm in control of the situation, and if I'm going to continue to be upset or be displeased about something, then guess what? Then every decision after that is going to be upset and displeased. Mm-hmm. And
Rick's rarely rattled. Unless I say I have an idea.
Yeah, that's a little scary phrase there.
That's when the little fireworks start popping in Rick.
I usually go along and listen to it, but I might argue against it.
It's not easy, but I think if we become mindful of the situations that we're in, it'll definitely help us a lot more. There was a guy that I knew in Georgetown. He had a business called Sati Mind, and that's what he did. And he was a Christian. I don't want people to get into this weird thing thinking, oh, well, this mindfulness and all that's not Christian. There's ways to approach it and still have a Christian perspective. Now, some people do go on this other weird journey that I don't agree with. It's called a spiritual journey, and I'm not talking spiritual in Jesus Christ. It's like this self and endowment, blah blah blah. I don't know what it is.
You ever been to Sedona, Arizona?
It sounds like something like that, right?
Well, they have signs that say "energy vortex this way."
Does it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're vortexes.
Whenever you drive through it and you hear this.
No, I didn't drive through any of them, but I'm thinking these people are pretty new age out here.
It's making me think of Star Trek and and when they're flying through and there's these quiet scenes and all you hear in the background literally is there's your vortex of energy.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay,
well, they're traveling at the speed of light, So.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't think you'd be able to hear anything, but what do I know?
But no, I think about that though, and Eric had a really good company, and that's what it was about. It was about just teaching yourself to pause and take a moment and be mindful, and to think about what you're thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
And how many times do we stop, pause, and think about what we're thinking about? I'm guilty of not doing it often, honestly, because I get so busy. If I got to do this, I got to do this. I guess the trendy word is self-care. We all need to have more self-care these days. That's a new buzzword that I hadn't heard of until about 5 years ago. Now it's on everything. Self-care. But it's true. It really is true, and I'm glad because it's brought awareness to it.
I know somebody that doesn't take care of herself very well, so I've taken on that job.
It depends on what somebody thinks of as self-care. Because some people think self-care is, let's just sit around and eat bonbons all day long. And that's going to make them feel better. And
it doesn't.
It
does make you feel pretty
Sometimes, it's getting your hiney out of a chair and going and doing your exercises you're supposed to be doing. Getting in shape, is self-care.
So my wife has been doing really great. We'll take a break here in a moment. We'll come back in a few minutes. My wife has been doing. She's been doing awesome. She's lost over 30 pounds.
Wow.
Taking care of herself, and I'm the benefactor of the residual of that. I've lost 6 pounds, and when I say I've lost 6 pounds, like it's consistent weighing. Yes, I've lost it. It's not one of those fluctuations because I didn't drink water or eat that day or whatever. I've genuinely lost about 6 pounds, and I attribute it because she's not cooking as much in the evenings, and so I'm not gorging all that beautiful food that she makes at night. But she identified, she goes, you know what, I need to figure out a way to take better care of myself. And I commend her for that because that's not easy. Self-discipline is the number one thing that keeps you from doing things. And that is the hardest thing to tackle is self-discipline. Especially as us as business owners. And I know, Kay, you always got a lot to do. Rick, a little bit, to do.
I don't do much of anything.
Yeah, don't do nothing. No, I'm just kidding. I was thinking of a movie. I won't repeat the line, but it's like this. He asked this guy, he goes, did you ever see Office Space, Rick?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I won't repeat the language.
Thank goodness.
But his neighbor, did you ever see this movie, Kay?
I don't think so.
See, we'll have to bring Kay up to speed on this one. But this guy, Peter, his neighbor can hear him. The walls are paper thin in his apartment. And so they're always talking back and forth through the wall. And finally, Peter was like, just get over here and come talk to me. Quit talking through the wall. So he comes into his apartment. And Peter's asking him, like, well, what would you do if you had $1 million? And he says something that I won't repeat. But then he asks Peter, well, what would you do, man? With that cool little voice he has. He goes, I wouldn't do anything. I would just sit around and do absolutely nothing. And then that guy goes, well, I got a cousin he does this and he don't do nothing. He says, you ain't got to have $1 million for that. But you got to get up. You got to move around. You got to find some motivation and find a spark that's going to keep you going. And I'm thankful for my children and for my wife because they're my motivation. They're my spark. I think sometimes if I went through the season that I went through over the last 3 years and I was single and I didn't have Bridget, I don't think my faith would be as strong as it is. And my church family, for sure, if I didn't have my church family, but my wife and my children, I don't say this negatively, but I think I'd be in a pretty bad place, honestly. I just think I would be in a pretty bad place. And that's why it's so important that we surround ourselves with people, whether it's our spouse, our friend. Our spouse should be number one, but our friends, people that are close to us, our church families, wherever we go, because you're going to go through some times and you've got to have people to lift you up. And again, that all circulates back to that environment. What environment are you surrounding yourself with? If you're surrounding yourself in an environment of people who are go-getters, that are motivated, guess what? That's probably going to trickle down onto you and help you out a lot. If your environment is hanging out like I used to in my 20s at the local biker bar, even though I wasn't a biker, and going out and getting blitzed every day and thinking that was okay, well, then guess what? That's my environment, right? And I'm so thankful that the Lord put certain pieces in my life to move me away from that and say, you know what, there's something more. And that more isn't here, it's here. And that's what's helped me out. So,
well, self-discipline is the first step in self-care.
There you go. So, well, let's take a break. Many of you are joining us. Continue to send in those. A lot of folks joining us this morning. If you're new to the show, send us a comment. Let us know you're out there as we are celebrating, promoting all things good here in Huntsville. And also, we like to just lift up people each and every morning. I have a lot of folks who message me and say, you know what, thank you for just talking about what y'all talked about this morning. A lot of folks just need that little boost and need to hear that again. And so sometimes these things just pop into our minds and we talk about them. But we do want to welcome you in. And let us know again that you're out there. Big thank you, as always, on this wonderful Wednesday to Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Rick and Kay Boning with us. Before we take that break, Rick, I haven't seen you in a while, man. Everything's been good?
Yeah. I had family last week, and then
I know you were sick the week before that.
Yeah.
So you're doing better and
well
on the healing train?
I thought I was doing better till I sat down here, and now I have a pain in my chest.
Oh, no.
So we may have to call 911.
Are you serious?
No.
Oh, God, you scared me, man.
I do have a pain.
I know that Rick jokes around, but this kind of actually scared me. Man, my blood pressure just went up a little bit.
I have something called esophageal spasm occasionally. It feels like a heart attack, but
yeah,
if I drink a few things, it'll go away.
Settle down now.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, good to have you back, man. I miss you, Rick.
Yeah, we were in Burbank over the weekend.
Burbank,
California.
I was trying to see. I'm so ignorant. I'm like, Burbank, where at?
Well, I was, I came back and I'm thinking, 24 hours ago I was in California. It's amazing what we can do nowadays.
And you guys flew out there? And
Yeah.
What was it like? Have you been before?
I'd never been to Burbank.
We flew out for the weekend to see the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Oh, no way.
We saw them. Well, we saw
Wow.
some of them. Didn't see them all.
Did they have them on display somewhere? I mean,
Yeah.
well, obviously, but I mean, that's cool. Do they
At
move
the-
them around?
They're at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library.
Oh, that's so cool. Had you ever been to like California before, that area?
Been to California, not that area.
area.
Where is that? Is that South SoCal?
It's close to Los Angeles.
You didn't make it over to L.A.?
Tried to avoid it.
Yeah,
we're really close to Hollywood.
Yeah, y'all took a picture of the Hollywood sign.
Yeah.
Now it just takes a while, Rick, for things to start firing off in my brain.
Well, how can you keep up with us when you got so much going on yourself?
Had y'all ever been to that, like the Hollywood sign?
I've never
or that? Oh, that's cool, man. That's really neat. Can you walk up to it, or do you have to? I mean,
I suppose you could if you wanted to hike a mile and a half.
because I didn't know. Can you ever go to the actual letters, like up that close, or do they have it?
I don't know. We didn't try.
Huh?
We did the car route.
Yeah.
Did y'all
Yeah.
drive on what's that highway that's real famous there in California, the Pacific Coast Highway? Does that go
Yeah.
through that area?
It does. We were on it for a little bit, but when her father was alive, we drove, 300 or 400 miles on that road
Oh, that's cool.
along the coast of California.
I was in Del Mar, California one time. Beautiful area. People say, before we take a break, I'm glad you brought this up because I wanted to highlight this. People always say here in them California, here they are again. It's just people looking, a lot of it's just people looking for opportunity because, and there's a lot of, and I'm not going to get political, there's a lot of conservative people from California that are moving here because they're tired of the political
Yeah.
laws there in California.
A lot of them from Northern California.
I'm going to tell you right now, we have I won't say who because I don't want to mix politics with it, but there is a very prominent business that decided to move to Huntsville from California for that reason. And he and I had a nice 2-hour talk about it. He said the politics there have ruined my home state, and that's why we've relocated to Huntsville. And he told me he loves it here. And so I as someone who's, y'all been there, I've been there, as someone who has got to know people in that area a little bit, it's a lot of great people. I don't ever want to knock or put people down. And when I was in Del Mar in San Diego, I had this mindset going in, right, because of all the things that I've always, California, this and that. And Del Mar and San Diego, some of the nicest folks that I've ever met. Down to earth people. And I told somebody that there, okay? I said, this is the whole stereotype that Texas has about you guys is false. And he laughed. He goes, well, just go a couple hours north up there to L.A. and it'll change in a heartbeat.
You'll figure out why we're like that.
But beautiful, 78 degrees, even in the summer. I was like, man,
I was chilly. I should have brought a jacket.
This was living. So, well, let's take that break. Again, send us some comments. Mayor Humphrey joining us. Good morning to you, Mayor. Good to see you on this morning. Kyle Kreiner, our great friend, joining us, and many others as well. Go ahead and comment in and do us that favor. Let us know that you're out there. We'll step aside. We'll take a break. We've got little Wednesday Wisdom coming up and also Rick's Top 10. And it's something today. Hope you brushed your teeth and get ready for this one coming up.
I just took them out.
You have the bubbles going right now. That's that little cup that's off camera over there.
Yeah.
You talk pretty well with them out, though, Rick.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, so.
A lot of practice.
We'll take a brief break. Stay with us. Hey, as always, we're here thanks to Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, over 27 years of serving our community. Find out more information online at tomorrowspromise.info. We'll take a brief break. We're back in a moment. This is your show. It is Good Morning Huntsville. Stay with us, please.
At Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, we're not just a place where children pass the time. We're not a daycare. We're a child care center focused on growth, learning, and discovery. Every day, children engage in meaningful activities that build confidence, independence, and a love for learning. From reading and math to social and practical life skills, our students are active participants in their development. Ready to give your child something more? Visit tomorrowspromise.info and discover what makes our school different. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Education you can trust.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union, and our business is helping you take care of your business. In addition to personal accounts, Walker County Federal Credit Union also offers business accounts and business lending for commercial customers. We're devoted to taking care of the needs of our individual members and helping our business members with their financial success too. Call us today and find out how easy it is to work with Walker County Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA.
Hey friends, Rob Hipp, Media and Community Outreach Minister here at First Baptist Church, Huntsville. Let me ask you, when's the last time you felt real hope? Maybe it's been a while since you've been to church, or maybe you've never felt connected to a church at all. Well, friends, that's okay. Here at First Baptist, we're a harbor of hope, and we welcome everyone just as they are. We have programs throughout the week for all ages to come together, ask questions, grow in faith, and find the hope that only Jesus Christ can bring. Whether you're looking for a fresh start or a community to call home, we'd love for you to join us. Come experience something real. For more information, visit fbchuntsville.org. First Baptist Church Huntsville, a harbor of hope.
In this harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Since 2010, the Oak Ridge Disciple House has helped men break free from addiction, not with quick fixes, but lasting change through Jesus Christ. They've celebrated 167 graduates at Oak Ridge and 138 more at Interfaith with an 80% success rate. That's compared to just 5% in most secular programs. The fact is, Jesus works. And now, celebrating 15 years, they're building their third house in Tennessee and just launched a women's program, Restoration Ranch in Texas. It's all for God's glory. And here's the heart of it. They never turn anyone away for lack of money. In fact, 95% of families receive scholarships. As one person put it, don't talk about it, be about it. Every penny counts. Donate today at oakridgedisciplehouse.com and help change a life forever. The Oak Ridge Disciple House. Online at oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Real recovery, real hope. This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted, family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas. This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville. Support for SpiritRadio.fm comes from loyal listeners just like you. Want to help spread the good news across Huntsville and beyond? Underwriting opportunities are available for loyal listeners, businesses, and nonprofits. Visit SpiritRadio.fm and tap Donate today. Braylon, say, this is Spirit Radio.
This is Spirit Radio.
This is Kay Boning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, and you're listening to Spirit Radio.
Coming at you live from Studio 1229J.
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 How many studios do you have?
1229.
And this is Jay.
It's time. Rex. Top 10.
I love that picture. Don't know where it came from, but I love it.
Look at that. He's so jolly, Kay.
He is jolly.
Look at him. He's happy. You know why he's happy? It's because he has Kay in his life. He told me. He told me to say that, by the way.
I do enjoy having Kay in my life.
He said it's okay with Miss Kay.
I got my little vitamin K right here.
Oh, nice. Well, what do you got for us, Fresh Breath?
The top 10 reasons to celebrate National Fresh Breath Day. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, number 10. Finally, a holiday your dentist can get behind. Number 9. It's the only day you can blow in someone's face and call it festive. I don't think that would be festive, do you?
Well, if you had one of those, I had one of those York peppermint patties the other day.
Yeah.
I felt kind of festive after I ate it.
What would you do for a Klondike?
No idea. I guess move back to
Never
Fargo,
had
I guess.
8. The official candy is anything that isn't garlic. Well, I can see that. Number 7. It gives mouthwash brands a reason to feel important. Number 6. Bad breath. That's so August 5th. Number 5. A great excuse to avoid Aunt Edna's onion casserole. Number 4. Mints become a valid substitute for handshakes. Here you go. Number 3. You can actually whisper secrets without causing casualties. That'd be nice sometimes, wouldn't it? Number 2. If you forget, your coworkers will remind you repeatedly. And the number 1 reason to celebrate National Fresh Breath Day, finally, a chance to use that emergency pack of gum in your glove box.
There it is.
Been there since 1968.
The good old Trident. It's hard as a brick. It's Rick's Top 10. Make sure you got fresh breath today, folks, when you get out this morning. Have you ever been around anyone that just has bad breath?
I have a daughter. that poor child. She brush her teeth 3 times a day and still knock you over.
Oh, I had a teacher in 6th grade. Poor Stevie Ragsdale passed away, too. He's a wild kid. He was a wild, hyper. He passed away a few years ago in a car accident. But I'll never forget, Carlotta Young was our teacher in English when we were, I think it was in 6th grade.
How do you remember these names?
It's because my teachers made such an impact on me. I think the world of them. I remember Carlotta, but how do you forget Carlotta Young? I mean, that was a great name. And Carlotta Young, she was a good teacher. She told Stevie, though, she called him Cowboy because he's a cowboy kid, and that was her nickname. She goes, "Cowboy, don't you ever get in my face again. Your breath stinks." And I'll never forget her saying that.
Wow.
And she kicked him out of the class and told him to go brush his teeth. I'll never forget that. So, all right, Kay. I wanted to start with a quick story, and I want to talk about the importance. We always talk about reading here on this program. Literacy is so important. You guys are huge advocates of that with the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. I get radio prep every evening before the show, and I go through it. And one that I got, there was a few stories that stood out, but this one kind of ties into some Kay's Wednesday wisdom. And I'll lead with this story. I know you guys got to go in about 10 minutes, but this was one man's love for reading inspires an entire town. I think we're seeing that inspiration here because of your love for reading down to children and literacy. It's inspiring our community here. Well, Daniel, simply known as Dan, they're trying to make this sound like it's really big deal. Dan, to the folks at his neighborhood library, was a fixture in the reading room for years in his town in Tennessee. He had made it his personal mission to finish every single book he started, no matter how long or how challenging it was. And over the course of his life, Dan completed reading 3,599 books. Now, I want to pause for a moment because you and I both thought, that's not that much for someone to read. But when we did the math, 1 book a year for 52 weeks.
No,
one book a week.
Or 1 book a week for 52 weeks.
69 years.
69 years. And he didn't start when he was a baby. So maybe when he was 10, maybe when he was 5. So we can safely say he's well over 70 years old, okay? So anyways, that is a lot of books, I guess. 3,599 books. His only rule, he said once he opened a book, he'd see it through to the end. When Dan passed away, the local library decided to honor his dedication in a very unique way. They created a memorial display that was called What Dan Read, featuring a list of every single book he completed. That list quickly became an inspiration for all the library visitors there in that town in Tennessee, reminding everyone who saw it how much persistence and a lifelong love of learning can have an effect on somebody. And now, in that same community, kids and adults are taking on Dan's challenge, and the ripple effect of one man's quiet commitment is being felt throughout the entire community. I think that's a really neat story, Kate. It ties in to our Wednesday Wisdom today. We always talk about the importance of childhood literacy and reading and Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. Maybe highlight a few things and kind of what you took away from that story.
Well, I know that there sadly are a high percentage of people that once they graduate high school never pick up another book. And, different famous entrepreneurs and very successful people usually read a book a week. And so I've been working on that. Haven't been successful at it yet, but I have been upping my number of books that I've read in a month as opposed to what I did 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So the finishing a book, when you pick it up and you've opened that first page, I guess I'm too ADD or whatever, because I have 5 or 6 started at once. And
do you finish all 5 or 6?
Eventually. But,
you may start some more while those are in progress.
Yeah, I squirrel. Oh,
yep.
Another new topic I want to learn something about, and I sometimes will skim to a certain chapter, depending on what kind of book it is, because I read a lot of business books and stuff, and sometimes there might be a particular chapter that I'm wanting to learn about first.
I've learned the SQ3R method of learning. It's a survey, question, and then read, review, and research or something. I forget what the other one is. But there's a method to it, and I do like you said. I'll when I open a book, especially if it's like a teaching book, something that's an academic book, the first thing I'll do is I'll skim through all of it and look at the headings and try to get a general idea of what it's about. But this ties in, with the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library and the way that Dan, I just think it's funny how they're Daniel, known as Dan, and make it some big deal. Rick, known as Ricardo.
Ricardo. You got to roll that R.
You have to roll it. I think, Kay, though, about the inspiration that you've provided in this community for childhood literacy. So many folks are aware of it now, and an opportunity for children 0 to 5 to get books. So important for this to happen. You were the inspiration behind that. And my dream and desire is that everyone in this community gets fired up about that. And there is a lot of literacy here in Huntsville, but you're at the forefront of that with the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, getting books in children's hands. That's why you have the Tomorrow's Promise Education Foundation that also runs as a nonprofit with you guys at Tomorrow's Promise. And that's why you have events. I say we because I feel like I'm part of the family. That's why we have events like the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library or Lasso Your Imagination, these events that come up. Maybe highlight that a little bit and just what you're looking forward to this year, because that event is right on the horizon. This is a chance to bring that inspiration to the community.
Well, we're offering Lasso Your Imagination again. We're doing Boots, Barbecue, and Bingo with a twist. And
every time you win bingo, you got a twist.
And shout.
That's right. Twist again like you did last summer.
But, there are still a couple of tables left. We are selling a few individual tickets. The American Legion is cooking our meal again. There'll be drinks, adult drinks, and child-friendly drinks. So you should be able to find whatever you would like to drink. You don't get a little band where it's like, oh, you just get one drink. You can go back and get seconds if you want.
Get whatever you want.
Yeah.
Till we run out.
Yeah. A lot of people go back and get seconds on the barbecue and stuff. And
that's Billy Papania doing that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. So good.
We've got home cooking. So some events you go to and the food's not that great. Our food is great. So we're looking forward to that, and just having a good time. We're adding bingo this year to try something different.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Coming up in September, right? The event.
And you're the MC, right?
September 13th.
As long as I don't get hand, foot, and mouth, I'll be there. Literally, the year my foot fell apart. Did you ever see the photos of that? I sent them to Kay.
No, that's fine.
I told Kay, I was like, Kay, I really am sick. I've caught some disease from some foreign country. I don't know what this is.
Go to California?
Yeah. Went to Burbank. No, I'm just kidding. But no, come out. In all seriousness, come out and be a part of this. It's so huge. And think about the difference that you're making. We get those books once a month. We get 2 a month, one for Kate and one for Braylon. I'm always going to talk about it on this program because I think it's so important. Our children love reading, and that love of reading started because of the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library.
Yeah, they get so excited when they get a book in the mail. And the idea behind it is the parents never pay anything for the books. We raise the money. Dolly pays for the books to be made. We pay for the books to be mailed. And we're mailing over 1,000 books a month. And so it doesn't cost much. It's $30 per year per child. But when you talk about over 1,000 books, now we're talking about some significant change that we have to raise to have it work.
I wanted to encourage folks to think about it this way too. When you give, think about you're giving to a child.
Yeah. None of this money goes to anybody's salary or overhead or anything like that. This money is all going to the children.
When you said adopting a children, you said $30 per child, basically. Think of it that way. Think of every $30 that you donate, you're basically adopting these children to read. And I think if folks would think about it, for a whole year. And if you think about it in that mindset, if you gave $300,
it's 10 kids.
10 kids right there. 10 children that you've adopted to help them get these books for free. And the program's only growing, friends. The county is not going to slow down growing. We had Terry Coleman, our real estate expert, in here with us yesterday talking about the growth and how much this county's growing. And this is a hot spot now. This area is a hot spot. We want young families. We want anybody, but we really want young families and children to move into the community. That's always a sign. If a community is growing, you see a lot of young families and children moving into a community. Young families, because that means jobs are good. They're trying to build the foundation for their life. And what a better way to build their foundation than those children getting those books in their hands. When, Kay, I may have asked you this before, but I don't remember. When was the aha moment for you to bring this program to Walker County? How did it come about?
I had a friend, Pat Prine, that does Coffee News, and she called me up and she says, "You're a nonprofit, aren't you?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "I want to talk to you about this book program." And I said, "Okay." And so she explained it to me, and she said, "Are you interested?" I said, "Why wouldn't I be?" And so that's basically how it started. She was wanting to do something in Montgomery to help a child learn how to read or something like that. Thought she'd go to the school and volunteer or something, and found this program, and she presented it to some organizations here in Huntsville, and nobody was interested in it. And she called me and asked me if I'd want to do it. So that's how it got started.
In most communities, I think Rotary does it.
Yeah, Rotary or United Way.
Yeah. We don't have it in Williamson County. And I'm surprised. You know, it's weird. The metro areas, I looked them up. There's not a lot of big metro counties that have the program.
Well, it takes deep pockets if there's a lot of children.
Well, and there's some organizations that they will only sign up the number of children that they have the funds for. And so they may only budget to do 1,000 children. And you're put on a waiting list. And you're on that waiting list until somebody else rolls off or moves out of the area. And that's not how we operate. We operate with God's going to provide the money to make it work.
That's right. Stepping out on faith. I was talking to y'all about something this morning, and that's the sign I needed, honestly. Step out on faith and trust God through every circumstance. As Christians, we always hear that, but how often when we get wrapped up in a situation do we put that thought first? So thank you. You just brought something I needed to hear this morning, Kate. Didn't even realize it. By the way, if you'd like to start a Dolly Parton's Imagination Library and you're concerned about money, Loving County, Texas would be the greatest county to start that if you're new to it. Whopping population of 64 people. They probably have one.
Well, they have to be under the age of 5.
Yeah. Now the population's down to 1. So $30 a year you can supply to the whole county there in Loving County, Texas.
Well, you also have to have a nonprofit.
That's it, yeah. Well, Kay, I know that you guys got to go. I'm going to save these stories for tomorrow. There's some other cool stories there. But any final thoughts before we wrap up? Thank you for sharing that with us today.
I wanted to tell you something. Another little Wednesday wisdom.
Nugget.
You took your children to the ice for a treat.
Oh, yeah.
A food treat for being good.
Sweet treat.
Right. So many times, people that have weight problems later on in life reward themselves with food or punish themselves with food. And so using food as a reward is something you need to watch out for. Don't make it every time.
We don't do it every time,
You
but
know,
once
but-
in a while.
I was a little jealous he didn't invite me.
I did a reward the other. You'll like this, Kay. You're right. And we did a reward a while back. I said, if y'all are good, we can go ride our bikes this evening.
Yeah.
See, that
But
was
see,
a
in
healthy.
Montessori-
that was a healthy reward.
In Montessori, you're supposed to be, you want to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do, not because you're going to get rewarded for it.
Okay, well.
So.
Rick's like.
Sometimes I wonder if she's ever dealt with small children.
Rick's over here saying.
I know for a fact that she has. But
yes.
Rick's saying, but I've been so good. Where's my reward? You don't get one. You just do what you do to be good.
I've gotten a lot of rewards.
Hey, you know what? My reward's in heaven. No,
That's right.
But, so much of life right now is, you did this.
Incentive-based.
Here's the Pez candy dispensary. Oh, you did this. Here's, and I've had a child one time. My son, the teacher had him sitting online, and she's like, they wouldn't sit still. And so she's going to start giving him stickers. And I'm like, don't do it. You need to change what you're doing on circle time because you're boring. You're sitting them, having to sit there for 30 minutes, and they're just sitting. So, of course, they're going to wiggle and move around and everything. Well, after 2 or 3 days, my son comes to my class to sit online, and he does what he's expected to do, and then he's like, where's my sticker? And gone was I'm just going to sit here because,
That's what I'm supposed to do.
For a few minutes because that's what we're supposed to do. But now I need a reward. And I see it every day with, well, I showed up on time. Where's my attaboy?
Yeah.
Or I'm 5 minutes late. Why am I not getting a raise? It is creating this society where, they have to have something for every little thing they do.
Incentive-based society.
Yes.
I talk about it a lot with churches, too. Like, I don't want to lure people in with a cup of coffee. That's so cliche. People should come because they want to find hope in Jesus Christ, not come because I'm not saying about anything local. I'm saying in general. I see it all the time on social media. Come on and join our church and have a cup of coffee. I'm not coming to church for coffee, man. I'm coming to worship the Lord. If coffee's a thing, that's great, but that's not why I'm like, quit using coffee as a way to lure people into church, man.
But here's your sticker. Here's your sticker. Here's your sticker.
Thanks for coming. Here's your coffee. You want a cup of coffee, Rick? Good word, Kay. I know you got to get rolling.
I just said, don't do it. I mean, just be careful when you do it.
Yeah, it's a good word from Miss Kay. Tomorrow's Promise, they're online. See, this is why I love Kay, because this is what your children are going to learn at Tomorrow's Promise. Go online, tomorrowspromise.info for more information. Good luck. I know you got to head to the eye doc today, so.
Yeah.
No patches, though, right? No
I
patches.
don't know.
Okay.
I'm not going to.
She might have patch anyway.
Not going to say I'm going to get patches or not patches. I'm
All
just
right.
going to the eye doctor.
All right. We'll pray for you. Lord, be with her. In Jesus' name, amen. Rick, love you, buddy. Good to see you. Kay, always great to have y'all on the show. Thank y'all for everything that y'all do. Tomorrowspromise.info is where you need to go. Get your children enrolled, get them ready. My little girl, she's now in the pre-K3 class. It was pretty cool. She got her little sign yesterday or the other day, and it was the cutest thing ever. That'll wrap it up. We'll be back at it tomorrow as we'll have Jason Bay here from First Baptist. We'll talk about a lot of great things happening here in our communities. We continue promoting the good, including another Mexican restaurant open up. I'm excited about it. Be nice to these restaurants, please. There is a new Mexican restaurant opening up there next to Pack and Ship, and I'm excited. They're going to have breakfast tacos. Be happy that businesses want to move to Huntsville. Don't bash these places just because here's another one. That'll do it. We'll see you tomorrow as I end every show reminding you we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other, so please provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. Good morning, Huntsville. God bless. We'll see you, Rick and Kay. Thank y'all.
Bye.